Hello everyone, I hope that you are doing well. So without wasting any time, let's move to the newspaper. First we will identify the important news and then we'll move on to the analysis section. So this is April 24, 2022, the Hindu Delhi edition. We'll be now identifying as usual the most important news with respect to our examination, followed by a detailed discussion of the same. So without wasting any time, let's move on to the news. Okay, so let's see. Government one private channel against false reporting of conflict. Okay, loyalist turn Sri Lanka. No important news. WTO may ease curve on Indian grain export. Where there is hunger, there are grains to go, says minister. Okay, fine. May ease. This is the thing. We'll give it a read. Scraps deal with future group. No, not required. Search for fuel that turns fatal in Sri Lanka. Russian death in firing marks turning point in protest. Not required. ED to follow money trial not required. Defense PRO deletes tweet on iftar in Jammu. Okay, we have to see this, why they have to delete a tweet, right? So let's move to the next page. Birds of different feather, no, not required. The 3 more flyovers, no, not required. Okay, here is also not required, nothing is there. Fine, now let's see. 3 more hijab petition, skip you, not required. It has nothing to do with politics. Nitish on iftar, I did it since I was invited. Okay. John Paul transverse middle cinema, not required. Congress Amravati case, farmer file contempt, not required. The wall to lead for international intelligence heads Delhi meet. Okay, we have to see it very briefly what it is. Muslims are a distinct community. Which panel has suggested this? Not required. Upheld pavement dweller right. Okay. Jahangirpuri resident case, not required. Not against removal of AFSPA. Okay, not required that much. Not required here also. How will you rein prices? Congress asked government. Yes, it's a good question. After a very long time, at least the opposition has asked something relevant, although not that relevant because government cannot only rein prices, but yes, something relevant has been there, but not required. Political temperature not required. Growing polarization disturbing Karan Singh, and who is this person? Rajya Sabha member. Okay. No change in guard. No change of guard in Rajasthan. Okay. Over Hardik Patel quitting Congress, IS officer among 3 held on graft charges. We'll give it a read for ethics case study if possible, right? Why they have been held, that is more important. Argentina to revive Falkland issue in India. We have to say this, why Argentina is to revive some issue that is not concerned much with India. Okay, in India, why they want to revive it, right? Okay, CBSE drops chapter on why this is, we have to say this. Channel wants to know 5 of the family found murdered in. Cites example of claim made by Russia about Russia-Ukraine war in Jahangirpur. We have to see this because the ministry is involved. Student Vishwa Bharati. Rape law are being misused today. Dr. Justice BNC Krishna, yes, correct. But it cannot be let to go away because that is very important to protect the victims, right? Okay, nothing here. Fierce fighting rages in Eastern Ukraine, not required. India extend 500 million credit line to import fuels. Should deploy Sarmat missile by autumn. Okay, after talks with IMF, Pakistan agreed to reduce fuel subsidy. Mutant fire, not required. Science and Tech page, COVID-19 surge preparedness with AI genomic surveillance. Okay, we'll see. This most of the time does the work, right? We'll see. Huge stall. Okay, we'll give it a read. GM mosquito trial, we'll give it a read. New subvariants, we have to give it a read. Why are Bruce taglets are different from normal, we have to see this also. Computer modeling for HIV vaccine, okay, fine. We'll see. Plankton evolution required to be seen. Generation energy from banana peel, okay, we'll see this. It will be about biocar and all those things. Yes, I was correct, it was there. Estimating COVID-19 excesses death, not required. China security pact, we will give it a read because it has been in news for so many time and we have to know where is this Solomon Island. Obviously we know, we have seen in map quite some time ago, means when it was first there in news, right? How quickly can India move away from coal? It's very difficult at this point, at this juncture, to move away from coal, because we are a developing economy and coal based power is one of the is highest in India, right? Means in Indian power scenario it is highest. Okay, not required. The farthest mosque, no, the missile cruiser, that's thing not required. RIL moves itna future deals on land, not required. Not required. Not enough trains to ferry coal to Nalco, not required. Supply damaged wheat paddy for poultry feed and take partial substitute for maize. Okay, just know this. I don't think it will be very much irrelevant, but just know this, right? Meeting with Boeing, SDFC Bank declares not required. Okay, we are on the sports page now. Let's see. Okay, Gujarat Titans are at the top, right, with 6 wins, and Mumbai is what? They have not won even a single match. How? I think they won't make it to the playoffs. Okay, and we are on this page, on sports page. Third successive goal for the year, where in Asian Championships. Okay, fine. Monica and Dia is stressed. Okay, there seems to be no such news now. We have seen almost all the news and news in frames. Wow, what is this? The Kaveri making a see through made a tattoo, right? Make a tattoo has a dam as well. Okay, look at these rocks. What you can see, these are no simple rocks, right? These are hard rocks. Okay, and therefore cutting through them is not easy. Fine. Mind over. Make a tattoo. Activists are worried about the proposed dam project on Kaveri. As I said, there was a dam proposed. It's a very beautiful scene. You must appreciate it. Look, but you have to understand how hard these rocks are. Look how the river has cut them. The slope, look at the slope. It's just like I-shaped valley, right? I-shaped valley. Okay, it shows what? It shows that these rocks has been very difficult to cut, one thing, and the second thing is the power of the river when in its early stage was a lot, therefore it made a I-shaped valley. Okay, and let's see if anything else is there. Yes. So with this we come to the end of news identification, and let's move to the news section, right? The news analysis section directly. Okay, so we see here, this is our first news. WTO may ease curbs on Indian grain exports, right? Let's give it a brief read. Where there is hunger, there are grains to go, right? Says minister, and she is correct, in my opinion at least, that yes, if there is hunger, instead of mulling over the quality issues, that yes, it should be this quality and that quality, first thing is to supply them more or less good quality, not very high quality, but even good quality grain you must supply there, so that the hunger can be eased out, right? Let's see this person. Okay, NOI, it is very important for Bpsc as well. Mark it, it will come this time. I speculate one question on this, right? Director General of WTO, because she is the first black lady to be the Director General of WTO. This is the person. Okay, and therefore it is very important. It is looking into resolving WTO rules that are making it difficult for India to export food grains to meet shortage in other countries caused by Russia-Ukraine war. The minister said included WTO rules around the export of food by a country that has also procured food on minimum support price basis. Countries like India, which can probably supply, are facing difficulties with WSO. Ms. Sitaraman told the press person on Friday, the final full day of her visit to Washington DC for World Bank IMF spring meeting. This is an opportunity to, at the meeting, Ms. Ivila said WTO was looking at it positively, as per finance minister, who expressed optimism that the issue could be resolved. So these kind of opportunities that we are carving out of a challenging situation, she said, pointing to the war having not just brought challenges to India, like having a deal with global hike in commodity prices, but also opportunities. Opportunities she listed included exports of food grains such as wheat, and possibility of manufactured food being exported to destination for which supply has become unreliable. India has reached out more than 20 countries regarding exporting wheat and it is targeting a record 15 million tons of wheat for export this year. Okay, what is the target? 15 million tons of wheat export this year. India is expected to have a surplus this year, producing more than 111 million tons. Okay, Indian export of food grains to meet global market shortage was discussed during EA Jaishankar's meeting with Washington last week. He was in the city for India US 2+2 foreign and defense ministerial talks, okay, as well as bilateral meeting with US official. India is trying to one, of course, find markets for its product, to be meaningful, to be of meaningful assistance, so that where there is hunger there are grains to go and nothing should stop them from going there. Okay, yes, this is a correct thing, because two things are there, overlapping interests are there, okay, and therefore it is very important for India to do it. For other countries, what is their food requirement, okay, and what is for India? For India it is new business markets, or say new market avenues, right? And second thing is ethical pedestal. Okay, so two things are there that we need always, and that we have, that we are getting here, right? So this is a very good opportunity. Yes, there are constraints and the world community should look at it together, right? So we will see why it has been deleted. Defense PRO, Public Relation Office, deletes tweet on iftar in Jammu. Social media was abuzz on Saturday after Twitter handle of PRO of Ministry of Defense in Jammu deleted a post showing the army tradition of holding iftar after criticism from Suresh Chawanke, CMD and editorship of Sudarshan News TV. Okay, keeping alive the tradition of secularism, an iftar was organized by Indian Army at Arnora in Doda district. PRO Jammu has tweeted on April 21 along with pictures in which General Officer commanding Delta Force of Army Rashtriya Rifle was seen interacting and having food together with locals. This has been practiced by several army formations in Jammu and Kashmir as part of their outreach to local. Responding to this tweet, Mr. Chawanke tweeted, अब ये बीमारी भारतीय सेना में भी घुस गई है, दुखद. Okay, this comment drew swift condemnation from cross section of the people on social media. There was no response from MOD or army on the comment. An original tweet by PRO Jammu was deleted. No, he shouldn't have said this. In my opinion, this is wrong. Okay, this is absolutely wrong. Him saying here, अब ये बीमारी भारतीय सेना में भी घुस गई है, दुखद. He may feel that, but in my humble opinion, this is not correct, right? Okay, and defense PRO shouldn't have deleted the tweet because that is not wrong. There will be iftar party. What is wrong there? There will be other parties as well. Okay, what could be done in that case? It was their decision. Okay, let's move to the next news. No need to discuss some news like that. Okay, there are nothing here. Duval to lead first international intelligence head Delhi meeting. 20 nations to participate in the conference just ahead of Raisina Dialogue. You know Raisina Dialogue is annually held, ORF, by MEA and ORF, right? So let's see. 2 days before Ministry of External Affairs begins the annual Raisina Dialogue in Delhi, National Security Advisor Ajit Doval will lead the discussions at India's first such conference of intelligence agencyship, also being held in capital on Sunday. The conference modelled on the lines of annual Munich Security Conference and Singapore Shangri-La Dialogue. It is expected to bring together heads of and deputy heads of top intelligence and security organizations from more than 20 mostly Western countries and their allies. Intelligence chiefs and deputies from Australia, Germany, Israel, Singapore, Japan and New Zealand are among those expected to attend the conference. Okay. Officials said that the conference is being organized by countries' external intelligence agency RAW and National Security Council Secretariat NSCS that reports to National Security Advisor NSA. Source said that US Central Intelligence Agency Director William Burns and Canadian Security Intelligence Services Director David Wigenault were expected originally but had to cancel their attendance in the last few days due to different reasons. As a result, meeting of this sideline on the 5 eye alliances of US, UK, Canada, New Zealand and Australia who coordinated on terrorism and security issues, as well as first meeting of Quad country intelligence chiefs has been shelved. Okay, the first meeting of Quad country intelligence chiefs have been shelved for latter, right? Okay, now you give it a read. There won't be much thing. Okay, this is just news. You know that on sidelines of Raisina Dialogue. Okay, Raisina Dialogue. It is not sideline exactly. Before Raisina Dialogue, what is happening? This first International Intelligence Head meeting to be held at Delhi, right? And lead by NSA of India. Okay, Mr. Doval. Clear? Okay. Let's see what else is left. There's nothing here. IS officer among 3 held on graft charges. Let's see. The Anti-Corruption Bureau of Rajasthan has arrested an IS officer and a state civil service officer on charge of taking bribe from a builder to allow his firm to carry out construction work without any hassle in urban district. Officer Nannumal Pahadia was posted as district collector in Alwar recently and was transferred to Jaipur. He was held following the charges of settlement. Officer cum Revenue Appellate Authority Ashok Sankla and his broker Nitin Sharma while allegedly accepting a bribe of 5 lakhs. The ACP has registered a case under the Prevention of Corruption Act and its senior officers are interrogating the 3 accused. See, so this is a case of bribery, and as usual we won't have a case study from here. Means we can have a case study, we cannot write this case study because he is just accused and not proven guilty, right? And the next one is, yes, Argentina to revive Falkland issue in India. Cafiero to launch commission with Shazia Ilmi Tharoor. And what is this? The government of Argentina will launch a campaign in India on Sunday demanding negotiation with the United Kingdom to settle the territorial dispute over Islas Malvinas that are known as the Falkland Islands in United Kingdom. Okay. The initiative, which comes 2 days after visit of British Prime Minister Boris Johnson, coincides with the 40th anniversary of conflict between UK and Argentina, which ended with re-establishment of British control over the archipelago. The Commission for the Dialogue on the Question of Malvian Islands in India will be launched by Cafiero, Argentina's Minister of Foreign Affairs, International Trade and Worship. Ministry of External Affairs has announced that Mr. Cafiero is among the leading international figures scheduled to participate in annual Raisina Dialogue. In an article published on April 2nd in The Guardian, Mr. Cafiero claimed that the dispute was not settled with cessation of hostilities in 1982 and urged for resumption of bilateral dialogue. Argentina claims that the outcome of an armed conflict cannot settle a territorial dispute like Falkland Islands. Resume dialogue, the Commission seeks to promote compliance with the resolution of United Nations and declaration of other international fora on question of Malvinas Island, which call for the resumption of negotiation between Argentina and United Kingdom. Okay, so this person, Santiago Cafiero will be forming a commission along with Mr. Tharoor and Mr. Ilmi to persuade whom? Britain, right? To do what? To actually have a dialogue over what? Over Falkland Islands. We'll see now where is this Falkland Islands, right? It's somewhere in the Atlantic Ocean. Which part of Atlantic Ocean? The Southern Atlantic Ocean. Let's see. Land Islands map. So look here, it is here. Okay, this one. Oh yeah, it is here. You can see Falkland Islands, it's near to the Argentina. Fine, so let me draw it here at least for you. If this is your South America, if this is your South America, right? So somewhere we are not getting that much space. Wait, let me get, yes, now it is possible. Okay, if this is South America, then here is your Falkland Islands. Okay, and we know that this area is Argentina. Okay, and Falkland Island is under Britain control. So technically for this, because Falkland Island geographically belongs to the South American continent, so and it is geographically it has geographical proximity with Argentina, therefore Argentina claims that it should be its territory and it should not be controlled by the British, right? And for that only he is going to make a committee in India. Okay, this also shows that India's growing power in the international domain, right? Getting a getting good people at good places will always make you powerful. Okay, CBSE drops chapter on Islamic Empire Cold War. Let's see what has CBSE done now. The Central Board of Secondary Education has dropped chapters about non-aligned movement, the Cold War era, the rise of Islamic Empire in Afro-Asian territories, the chronicles of Mughal court, and Industrial Revolution from history and political science syllabus of 11th and 12th. Okay. Similarly, in 10th, they have deleted the topic impact of globalization on agriculture from chapter on food and security. The translated excerpts from 2 poems in Urdu by Faiz, Religion, Communalism and Politics, Communalism, Secular State sections have also been excluded this year. CBSE is also dropped from their course content chapter on democracy and diversity. Syllabus rationalization. Officials maintained that the changes were part of rationalization of syllabus and were aligned with the recommendation of National Council of Education, Research and Training. The dropped chapter Central Islamic Land in class 11th history subject talks about rise of Islamic Empire Islamic Empire in Afro-Asian territory and its implication for economy and society. According to description in the last year syllabus, the chapter focused Nas of Islam, reference to its emergence, rise of caliphate and empire building. The syllabus shared with schools for 2022-23 academic session also hints at Board's decision to revert to single examination from the 2-term examination last year, right? So these chapters have been deleted. Yes, there would be controversy, no doubt. Indians, I think, love controversy. It is just in my personal opinion, nothing to disrespect anyone, but it feels that India loves controversy, and I am very sure that tomorrow or day after tomorrow we'll have an article on this in we can have a main article on this also in the editorial page, right? And Delhi reports first case of BA 2.12 strain. Okay. China's warned on false reporting of conflict. False reporting, you understand? Not just reporting, but it is a false reporting, setting a false narrative, giving false data and all those things, right? Okay. IB ministry cites example of claims made about Russia-Ukraine war and Jahangirpuri violence. Several satellite TV channels have carried out coverage of an event in a manner which appears to be inauthentic, misleading and sensational. This is what is said by IB Ministry Advisory. Okay. The Information and Broadcasting Ministry on Saturday issued a stern advisory to private satellite TV channels to desist from broadcasting false claim about Russia-Ukraine conflict and using provocative headlines and videos that may incite communal hatred. IB Minister Anurag Singh Thakur told the press persons that the channel that indulged in such coverage had been given notice and told not to repeat it. The ministry said that the TV channel should adhere to Section 20 of Cable TV Network Act, including program code. The provision empowers Central to regulate or prohibit the transmission or retransmission of any channel or program if it considers it necessary in the interest of sovereignty, security and integrity of the nation. Friendly relation with any foreign state or public order, decency, morality. It has, however, been found that in recent past several satellite TV channels have carried out coverage of events and incidents in a manner which appears to be inauthentic, misleading and sensational, and using socially unacceptable language and remarks offending good taste and decency, and obscene and defamatory and having communal overtones. Okay, and they are correct, and ministry is correct. Yes, if you see the debates on the television, it's worthless for you to spend your time. As an aspirant, you should never see those debates. The data and facts they produce is not worthy of even seeing that. Okay, the arguments that they give is irrelevant. Means you cannot argue in such fashion anywhere without any data, without any understanding of the law of the land, without any understanding. They will keep on giving misleading kind of things, kind of statement, right? That has nothing to do with the given topic. Okay. With regard to the war, the ministry said completely unrelated scandalous headlines or taglines were used, and many journalists and news anchors for those channels made fabricated and hyperbolic statements. According to the advisory, coverage of recent incident in Jahangirpuri by several TV channels has provocative headlines and videos of violence that might incite communal hatred and disrupt the peace and law and order, right? Footage of specific community aggravating communal tension was shown, and fabricated headlines sensationalizing and giving communal colors to the action of authorities were used. And this is every time done by media, by political parties, everyone for their gain, right? Political party do it for political gain, media do it for TRP gain, but they will do. Okay, and they will have some baseless speculation. Give it a rate. I don't think anything else will be there. It is just Okay, okay. Look at this. Listing the 10 instances related to Russia-Ukraine conflict, the ministry said one channel aired the news item, Ukraine mein atomic harkam, mentioning that Russia was planning a nuclear attack on Ukraine. Another channel made baseless speculation claiming that Russia had given 24-hour deadline for nuclear attack, while one aired unverified claim misquoting foreign actors agency about official Russian media clearly states that third world war has started. Okay. On Jahangir Puri incidents, it has listed 6 instances. Channel repeatedly carried a video clipping of man belonging to a specific community carrying a sword. Channel claimed that the video depicts that it was pre-planned to spread violence, said in a religious procession. In connection with the TV debates, the advisory said during one program named Hunkar, several speakers used unparliamentary and derogatory language towards one another. The overall tenor and tonality of show remains very aggressive and disturbing. Such ambience has tendency to negatively impact the views, especially children, and may have long-lasting physiological distress and subliminal impact on them. Yes, they are correct. The way they argue, actually they do not argue. They keep on fighting like cats and dogs. Okay, they quarrel without any reason. They start quarreling, accusing each other, abusing each other. And let me just see which TV channel hosts this program called Hunkar. Give me a minute. Hunkar, not Hunkar TV show. Hunkar MX player. No. Hunkar TV show, not TV show. News show. ABP Live. Okay, so it comes on ABP. Fine. And you know that a reporter, her name is Rubika Liaquat, something like that. Okay, I think she is also hosting some of the episodes. I have not seen, I have just seen clippings, and in that also, yes, it is true. I have seen one person was abusing the anchor herself. Okay, and other was inciting anchor to at least abuse him. That he has abused a female, like that only. So we have to understand this. Debate should be proper and in a proper tone. Debates can be disagreeing, but that does not mean enmity. Okay, you can disagree with a person, that's properly cool, right? But you cannot be enemy. You cannot portray yourself as enemy, or you cannot say that he is my enemy because he doesn't adhere to my viewpoint, right? So okay, let's move to the next news. If we see if we can have anything else. India to extend 500 million line of credit to import fuel. India has agreed to extend an additional 500 million credit line to help Sri Lanka to import fuel. Okay. Said amid the delays in chalking out a bailout package with IMF to mitigate the dire financial crisis, India has agreed to provide an additional 500 million for our fuel imports. Okay. And was hopeful that New Delhi would consider handing out another $1 billion as credit line. India has already agreed to defer 1.5 billion in import payment of Sri Lankan need to make the Asian Clearing Union. On Friday, New Delhi extended a tenor of 400 million currency swap agreement with Colombo. So we have done a currency swap agreement as well with Colombo. Yes, we must help our neighbors. They need our help. We are the largest democracy, largest economy in the region. So it is our duty to help them out to get through this. Okay. Now we'll do this part in a separate video. Okay. The science and technology we always do in the separate video. So we'll do it separately. Fine. And let's see if any other news is left. Okay. How quickly can India move away from coal, right? Let's see it. Coal accounts for 55% of country energy needs. Okay, 80% of the demand is still being met by coal, oil and solid biomass, right? So you have to understand these two data are enough to tell you that in recent future we are not going to replace coal based energy, but we'll try to complement it with renewable energy, so that in long term we can get rid of this thing, right? I don't think there would be much thing. I just wanted this data only. Okay, let me see if I can have any other data from this. Coal is abundantly available, has shorter gestation period. Coal-based plants have lower capital cost than hydro and nuclear plant, therefore making it more viable energy for the energy security of the country. Okay, so these are the advantages of coal, but the biggest disadvantage is pollution. Okay, what are our renewable energy status? total of about 150 to 153 gigawatt of renewable energy capacity has been installed in the country, where 51 gigawatts from solar power, 40 from wind, 10 from biomass, 4.84 from small hydel and power, and 46.52 from large hydel. Okay, so we have about more than 150 gigawatt plus, right? Okay, and we aspire to install 500 gigawatt by 2030. So we are about 150 right now. We have to cover 350 more, right? This ground has to be covered in next 8 years. We have covered a lot of ground, but more needs to be done. What are the challenges? The actual challenge is land acquisition, connection upgrades and all those things. Look in your static section, right? You will have these things in static section. If you want, give it a read. But what I think, if you give read of your static section, it would be better. It would be like revision. Okay, just give it a read to your static section. That would be more beneficial. Else, if you want to read it, it's your choice, and there is nothing wrong about it. Fine. I don't think there was anything supply or that I have discussed and on sports page. So with this, we end today's news analysis. Yes, we are left with the science and technology section. We'll be doing in next in the separate video, right? So with this, I conclude today's session. Okay. So friends, I really hope that you like this video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe our channel and share this video with your friend. Follow us on Telegram as well. Also, keep studying hard, keep following your dreams and keep tuned to our channel. Comment below for any suggestion. Till then, goodbye, good luck, keep studying hard.